Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 214, Lost Child. Last we left off with Sakamoto Days. Shin has been going around stopping people from using their guns by transmitting his ESP powers through like radio broadcast to certain districts of Japan. He's been fairly successful in stopping, everybody from killing each other. He's basically made all the guns almost effectively useless. But he was interrupted in his process by X, who came out himself and started fucking shit up. He crashed an entire fucking jet plane, a jet fighter into the tower. I forget what it's called. I think it's called the Sky Tower in Japan, and prevented from Shin from going any further. They fought for a while, and Shin actually got bested. And right before X was gonna pull the trigger on Shin, the gun stopped working, and that's because the teen assassins managed to hack into the mainframe and stop the guns from working. So all the guns in Japan have been jammed permanently, it seems. And things are good. It all worked out. And we cut back to X and Shin. X is like, "You guys did this, didn't you?" And she's like, "Gee, I don't know." Like putting up a front, like, "Haha, we got you." But deep down, he's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" He's like, maybe those guys pulled something off. I don't know. Back to the issue at hand. And then X starts fighting again. And X says, "I'll admit, you guys are a threat. I should have taken care of you at Kanto Branch." So they mentioned that Shin remembers like the little advice that Nagumo gave him about facing off with X, and it's crucial not to give off any bloodlust because you could activate Takamura's persona. So that's pretty good advice. I don't know how you're going to kill someone without, exuding bloodlust, but sure.
Well, maybe his goal is just to escape.
Yeah. But anyway, we got a full splash page of X whipping around this fucking weird thing of his. And Shin is trying to dodge it. He sees a seat on the ground from the fighter jet, and he uses it to pull the escape hatch and knock him and X out of the building, which was pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. He ejects both of them, and even X is like, he pulled the ejector seat. This Brett reminds me more and more of Sakamoto, because that did feel like a Sakamoto move.
Yeah.
Using his environment and the things around him. They're boxing on the way down. They pass by some guy who's just watching. He's like, as he sees two guys fighting to the death, going down below. The two land in an aquarium where they're like, "Whoa, I'm safe," but there are too many bystanders to fight here. In that moment, X has a memory of him when he was younger, hanging out with Rico, right? I know it's like a Mane or something like that. And she's she's asking, "Have you ever been to an aquarium?" And X is like, "Nope, why?" She's like, "I always wanted to go to one. Don't those big colorful tanks look like they'd be fun to see?" And X sees just like an apparition of Amane in the crowd, and he's just gone silent. And Shin's like, "What's going on? Why did he get so quiet?" A shark starts to pull up to X, and that snaps him out of that shit real fast. He was like,
"Yeah,
oh."
He's not that nonchalant.
Yeah, but I guess he senses the bloodlust of the shark and immediately activates his Takamura persona and cuts the entire tank open. And Shin is rescued basically from the tank, but but he still has to contend with X, who has his Takamura persona fully activated as we end the chapter there. He's coming out of it with his sword drawn and the shark dead. Man, crazy. That was Sakamoto Days. Josh, what did you think about chapter 214?
This shark had no idea what was happening this day.
Yeah.
Sharks don't have much depth of thought. Their brains are pretty small.
You think so?
Yeah, from what I remember. 1 second.
Josh is being very professional, turning off his cough button so he could cough on the mute, just like a true pro.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, shark had no idea, but yeah, this fast-paced chapter. Um, there's nothing in my mind that says that this kid was about to die. This kid being Shin. Damn it. But I like how he kind of got from one situation to the next. I mean, he took a moment to have a flashback and think about time as he landed in the fish tank. You see, he was just standing there chilling. Almost aura farming, honestly.
Frankly,
Yeah, I mean, right as the shark is pumped, that's why the shark like pulled up to him. He's like, "Who do you think you are in my tank?"
he was aura
And
fishing.
yeah, and it's just so unfortunate for Shin that he tried so hard, but the shark's bloodlust activated the Takamura personality. I mean, what a rough break. Thought I heard my cat meowing. So, anyway, yeah, fun chapter. I don't have much more to say about it. Is X the nonchalant king?
I'd say yeah, he is a nonchalant king
You think
for
so?
sure. Yeah,
He is a member of the group of
Yeah,
top tier
he's in the
nonchalant. I don't know if
nonchalant.
he's the
He,
king,
he's in the nonchalant league.
like KYNG.
I mean his response to being swam like a shark coming to bite his fucking head off is, "Uh-oh, dot dot dot."
Uh,
He had a whole
I,
fucking mental breakdown and switched personalities. It's not that nonchalant.
no, he wasn't nonchalant. He was startled. He wasn't the
But
most startled, but he was like, "Oh," like I think
Now,
he.
I feel like if there was an exclamation point, then yeah, I would agree with you, but instead it's a "uh-oh, dot dot dot."
That's the thing. I hesitate to put. He's not the most nonchalant I've ever seen.
no, not the most. But I mean,
I don't
just the
even
way
know
he
if he's
felt.
really up there because Shin was stressing him out. You know, he looked a little pissed that he used the ejector seat. He seemed a little annoyed about that.
Yeah. But do you see the way he landed into the fish tank after like falling from the top of a radio tower through glass into a shark infested tank?
Yeah,
He was just chilling.
that was really chill of him.
Pretty nonchalant. And then also like in the chapters before, when like the airplane crashed into the tower, which
He was
we
pretty
understand now
nonchalant.
cannot be his doing. And he was just there like he didn't acknowledge like he didn't even say to Shin like, wow, that was crazy anyway. You just didn't even it's like, yeah, shit like that happens.
Yeah, I don't know. This subject, I can't really argue. I think you guys are making great points, but I don't know. Something about X doesn't really scream the. He's not even really up there in my book as far as nonchalant, because he's not like he. First of all, he acknowledged the threat. First of all, he's like, you guys are a problem. I should have gotten rid of you earlier. A nonchalant guy would be like, looks like I have to get serious now.
Oh, I guess I don't want to mix up the tropes or nothing like that, but you are right. Like
There's a
that
little
is
worry in X that takes away some nonchalant points.
okay. You know who's nonchalant? Remember the Shadow Swordsman from Bleach.
Yes,
He's
I
not
forget
number
his
one.
name,
I'm
but
not saying he's number one,
but he's pretty nonchalant.
but I wouldn't be mad if someone said he was.
But it's tough with Bleach because a lot of characters were nonchalant in Bleach.
Yeah, it's a very nonchalant series in general.
You're so nonchalant.
Baki has some incredibly nonchalant moments for characters.
Yeah.
It's
I would say Bleach is the most nonchalant series of all time.
damn.
I'm trying to think of more nonchalant characters in one space, and they were always Bleach.
Byakuya, that's the one. That's Rukia's brother, right?
Yeah, Byakuya was king nonchalant.
Yes. Even when he fought, he just was so chill. Such a chill bro.
So yeah, I would say Byakuya is like one of the top guys, but I wouldn't put X up there because X be having mental breakdowns. X be crashing out. He has a history of crashing out for sure. I don't know.
I'm thinking to something very funny that I seen on Instagram a few weeks ago. It was so you know how like when you play Pokemon you could like create the name. We talked about this before how you would like name your rivals something crazy.
Yeah.
So there was this post that somebody made their character like their actual character's name my dude, like my dude. And he was like, and the post was like, when you change your name to my dude, it turns everybody, like all the NPCs, into really chill bros. Every,
Yeah, yeah.
and then,
Nurse Joy
yeah,
gives my
those
dude an
things,
elixir.
yeah, they're like, oh, we have to. It's like, come on, we have to fly back to Palatown, my dude.
After you beat Brock, Brock goes, "You defeated me, my dude.
Yeah, it's real chill.
Here is the Boulder badge, my dude."
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't know. Brian, what else do you got in your thoughts?
My thoughts?
Well, we
You want to
talking?
know my thoughts?
We were on your
Those
thoughts,
are my
right?
thoughts. So, Brian, get into yours. Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm glad the series finally brought up the fact that Shin and Sakamoto's fighting styles are very similar because I've mentioned it before. And I'm like, I'm not crazy. He's definitely trying to be like Sakamoto a little bit, or like at least a lot of Sakamoto has rubbed off onto him because a lot of Shin's fights do have environmental qualities to them. Um, and he just happens to like use his powers to like get a better understanding of the person he's fighting, and that's what kind of allows him to kind of lure people into traps that the environment sets for him, you know what I mean? um so I'd say he puts a lot more thought into his fighting styles than Sakamoto does. I think Sakamoto is a whole lot more instinctual with the way that he interacts with the world around him and uses it as a weapon. Um, but I'm just glad that it finally got brought up here. And I think it's really fucking cool that Shin is the one that's taking on X right now. This is actually this is a really fucking great sequence within this chapter of like, you know, him pulling the fucking parachute in the ejector seat, flying off, them falling through the man. Sakamoto's just so good with these dynamic fucking um like citywide fights where the fight is always moving from point A to point B, and the motion and the like dynamic poses and stuff like that. This is what the series is really fucking good at. um so this is just like a prime Sakamoto Days chapter right here. And them landing in an aquarium, I wonder how this is gonna go. This is gonna be fun. um but yeah, those are my thoughts. Great chapter for Sakamoto Days.
He's gonna beat this guy with a fish.
Oh,
I wouldn't put it past them.
I swear to God, he's gonna pull out a swordfish and go toe to toe with him with that.
Maybe Shen will use his telepathy to make the animals fight him like Aquaman.
That'd be funny. He goes, "Woo, woo, 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 woo." Shark, keep trying to bite him, shark. You're not dead yet.
Damn, what's this nigga's? What's the Aqua guy from Marvel? Namor?
Yeah, Namor.
Bro, his special in Marvel Rivals, he summons a big ass whale to just fucking land on you.
That's pretty funny.
That's what Shin's gonna do. He's gonna use the conch.
Yeah, the magic
Blows
conch.
Yeah, and summon a fucking beluga whale to land on X.
That would be pretty sick.
Sakamoto would just turn that nigga into sushi, to be honest. So I guess
Yeah.
in vain.
Were those all your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, that's it for me.
Oh, okay, cool. I really like this chapter. Again, this was a tough week to pick an RGC because I thought this was very fun. Yeah, I agree with Brian. The ejector seat was pretty sick. I thought that was like a very fun action quirk there.
Wait. Real quick. If there's an ejector seat, I feel like there's no pilot. There was no pilot there, so X had to have rode in on this shit.
Bro surfed on it. He surfed on the fighter jet.
Well, did he? He didn't. He wasn't in on the outside of it. You know what I mean?
Maybe there was a second ejector seat, probably. There was 2 seats for 2 pilots.
I don't know. He had to have been in that thing. I'm telling you. I think he was in that shit.
Okay, but like he had to get out of it. When did he even get out? You know, that's the thing. Because I studied that panel over and over. I don't know when he leaves the plane.
I don't think he was on the plane.
Maybe it was an autopilot. These planes have autopilots.
That,
I don't know.
I think that was caused by the other dude.
Which other dude?
I'll die on that hill.
Hmm?
The guy that deactivated the gunchips, I think he planned to destroy the radio tower too, because he knew he needed to destroy that receiver to send that shit.
Yeah, but how would he have done it with a fighter pilot?
He hacked the fucking plane.
I don't know. I have no
He
idea.
hacked all the guns. I don't know, bro. It's, he's just smart.
No, you're right.
What do you want me to say?
Yeah. Anyway, Sakamoto Days was fun. Action good. Cool little character development moment where we see Shin invoking his teacher there. Very cool. But now Takamura is out. And that's big time scary for Shin because Takamura in X's body is a problem. So it's no bueno. I'm excited to see how Shin gets out of this one. I feel like Sakamoto's going to come back, hopefully fat, hopefully in his fat dad form. And then he fights X. But who's to say? But those are all my thoughts, really. It was a big action chapter. Had a lot of fun reading it.